Robin, when you look at the first now 5 days of practices, what's the major kind of obstacles that you have in implementing your scheme? Like, where do you feel like the emphasis has to really be in the meeting rooms and on the field?
You know, for us in this defense, because we don't do a lot of scheme, the emphasis will always go back to fundamentals and representing the style that we're trying to create.
How has that gone?
It's been going good. The guys have bought into the system. They're working every day on the details that we're asking them to do. It's been really well.
Rookie free safety out there with the first team unit today. Is that, obviously you have injuries there, but is that also an indication of how well he's done, how quickly he's picked things up, and sort of just...
Yeah, it is with injuries, but it is still a testament to him in the fact that he's been able to prepare himself from OTAs till now to give himself that opportunity. You never want to use the cliche of next man up, but he's taken advantage of his opportunity. Just say that.
And the greatest 40 time coming into the draft. I mean, do you when he's out there though, do you see a lack of speed? I mean,
his 40 time, his play speed don't match, so his 40 time is not a concern.
What have been some of your early impressions of DJ Jones?
DJ's been well. He's been doing very well. He's showing a lot of the stuff that he showed in college. He's showing that the game's not too big for him. He needs to continue to work on his fundamentals and the things that we're asking him to do, but from a strain standpoint, the effort, the strength, he's got all those tools. Now it's just a matter of understanding how offensive linemen play in this league and the little tricks that they have so that way he can do his job better.
There are a couple of reps the last couple of days when you put Ruben and Ray in with the first team. But what's to be gained from that?
Just having a rotation with the linebackers to make sure that everyone's getting reps. We've got a good group of backers, and it's just making sure that everyone gets an equal opportunity to be seen exactly the same way.
How's Ruben looked in your eyes, and how quickly do you think he could start getting reps with the second team?
Ruben's been, he's shown, he has a lot of flash plays. There's no, the best way I can explain it with Ruben is he'll get his opportunity when he absolutely deserves it. The credit really goes to the backers in that room also, that they also deserve every opportunity that they're getting as well as him. So as a group, we're just trying to work through it and make sure that we do our best to evaluate and give them all an equal opportunity to be evaluated.
Ray are both out there. Who's Will and who's Mike?
Ray's playing Mike.
Your assessment of Quan Williams so far in the starting nickelback role?
He looks good. He's been doing everything we're asking him to do. He's plays hard. He's very smart in there, and he's added to the competition. It's a good little competition we have at nickel, and it's going to be good to see this thing play out.
Eric Armstead seems to be making the transition pretty well at his spot. How are you seeing him come along?
Same thing. We're so early in the camp. There's a lot of guys flashing, and a lot of guys look good, and those guys have really worked their tails off to get into the shape that they're all in, and they're really working hard in practice to put really good stuff on tape. Early assessment, if I was to give it to you, we're excited about him. Sky's the limit for Eric, and he's doing everything he can to take advantage of this opportunity.
Before Reeser got hurt, were you planning to let him and Dante Johnson rotate from day to day, or is that just by series? How are you planning to work?
We let I'm not in the position group, coaches handle that one, but again, it's all part of the rotation to make sure at the end of the day, you're going to see guys with the ones, you're going to see guys with the twos, you're going to see guys with the threes, and it's not an indictment on who's doing poorly, but it's more of a chance to let those threes get their look at playing against the ones. If we let DJ just wreak havoc on the threes and we never give him a chance to see what he looks like on Kilgore, well, that's not fair to the organization and the team. So we just want to make sure that we get guys in certain spots to make sure they're getting the equal evaluation that we need as an organization to make the best assessment we can.
Robert, when you guys selected Keller Weatherspoon, one of the knocks on him, even John Lynch talked about, was his physical play, his willingness to kind of stick his nose in there into the action. What have you seen from that? Is he improving that area? And obviously, that last play on the goal line, Carlos Hyde kind of did a number.
I'm not worried about that last play. It's a non-tackling. They're non-tackling drills, and little vet caught him off guard. We'll see when we're actually allowed to tackle, and I have full faith that Akela is going to do exactly what he's been coached to do. He's not a coward by any means. He will get in there. He will tackle. He's been showing up in run fits. He's physical with his hands at the line of scrimmage. So we're excited to see what shows up on game day. We think it's going to be pretty cool.
How do you coach guys up in practice to defend themselves on a play like that?
To always work, always keep your head on the swivel, I guess. You know, you never know. You always what we talk about is that every rep is a tackling rep. And for him, he missed an opportunity to really get down low and just go through the motions of a tackling rep. For corners, obviously, they're never going to tackle high where they're putting that shoulder through the sternum. That's just not their style. They're more below the waist. But and obviously, he can't do that here in camp with our backs. But they have a style, they have a plan, and they always have to understand that they're always working through that plan every single rep.
Since the pads have gone on, is he making a case? Is he lobbying you to remain on the field as a pass rusher in nickel situations?
He hasn't said anything to me. Earl is exactly what we thought he'd be. Plays his butt off, works hard. He's very strong at the point. He's very hard to block. Everyone's going to get a chance to rush a passer. We're a defense. We're in a mindset that we want fresh bodies rotating at all times throughout the game. So you might see him in there rushing the passer every once in a while, but we're hoping that by the end of training camp and preseason, we can come at him in waves.
Forrest, it looked like a left ankle out of 3 cages. So just kind of a precautionary thing.
I haven't been told anything yet.
I'm guessing that you haven't coached a front with this much collective height. What does that give you as a coach, just option-wise, when you have so many guys over 6'6"?
You know, it's they're awkward to block, so that's what it provides. They're just so different than what a guard sees week in and week out, and it's hard to simulate. And then all of a sudden, here comes this 6'7", powerful, great leverage, great fundamental technique, great hands, and he's just awkward to block. And it also, when those quarterbacks are trying to throw in a check down in that kill zone that we always talk about, it's hard to get it over those trees. You know, they take up windows. I mean, it's been a cool experience to see it all happen from OTAs till now. But I don't know if it gives you options, but it definitely is. It's a cool tool.
Do you find yourself emphasizing pad level with those two guys specifically?
No doubt, no doubt. Their pad level is always going to be I shouldn't say an issue, but always going to be something that we've got to stress, because as soon as they get high, they lose all that power and all the things that they have that they can use to their advantage. But when they can create that leverage, they're very, very, very hard to block.
Solomon Thomas looked his first reps.
He's working his butt off too, but through 5 days, you know, he missed all of OTAs, so he's doing a lot of good things. He looks good. He's working hard. He had a really good play down there and moved the ball on the screen coming out the stack. As he gets comfortable and starts understanding offensive linemen and the things that he needs to do to maintain his gap and his leverage, he's just going to get better.